Hello, everyone. Here we are once again for day one of the Superbet Rapid and Blitz Championship in Poland. In this game, we will feature Wesley So's win over Kirill Shevchenko. Okay, good thing for Wesley. He has a win in day number one. He drew his first game with Korbov, lost to Anand in round two, and in game number three, a win, an important win over Shevchenko. All right, let's check it out. Shevchenko was white. He started with e4. Wesley went for e5, knight into f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6. So we have the Berlin. Knight in castles, knight takes e4, rook e1, knight d6. Bishop f1, an interesting approach from white. Another line here would be knight takes e5. Let's say bishop goes into e7, and then only then you go back to f1. But going back to f1 first, it's not so common. Although it will just transpose after bishop e7. But here black could actually play f6. Well, Wesley played it after knight c3. Knight c3, f6, keeping the extra pawn. Yep. d4 was played by Shevchenko. Pressure on e5 and the e file. Now with f6, Wesley has knight f7 to protect the pawn on e5, and now knight e5, castles. This is actually a novelty. Previously, black went for d6, and white went on to win the game with bishop c4 in the game by Mamedov and Antipov. So Wesley castled first. Now if, let's say, white goes for bishop c4 here, he could go for king h8. Yeah. Okay, c4 was played, d6. Bishop into d3, f5. That pawn now is decisive for black. With that extra pawn, black is now threatening e4 and attack on f3 and d3. b4, e4, b5. Okay, that was the point of the b4 push, to drive away the defender of the e7 bishop. Wesley went back for b8. Okay, black still hasn't developed his rook, knight, and bishop, but after regrouping with that extra pawn, that's enough for black to win the game. Knight e2. Okay, rook and knight is still attacking e7, so you cannot capture on d3. Wesley had to move the bishop to g5. Bishop c2 back, developing his bishop. Bishop e6, f3, now c6. White couldn't wait. Yeah, he had to. He took on e4, sacrifices knight on d5. Now let's take a look at knight c3 back. If knight c3, then Wesley could just go for d5, right? Consolidating the position. Strong central pawns, and this is just losing for white. So that's the reason why he went for f takes e4, takes on d5, he takes d5, bishop c8 back, forward, retreat, one move forward, two moves backward. Pawn into a4, just a6 to activate the rook, knight into f3, exchange. When you're up a piece, simplify, takes with the rook, b6. Okay, it's square for the bishop because the knight goes to the d7 square. Queen d2, g6. All right, before going bishop b7, protect f5 first because the bishop is attacking f5. Rook into e6, desperate for white, ignored by Wesley, takes on b5, takes on b5, now knight d7. Okay, the knight on f7 is protecting d6. You don't have to worry. Rook into e1, knight f6. Queen f4, there's rook a7, controlling the important e7 square. Rook into e2, rook e8, exchange, takes, h3, back to f6. The more pieces you exchange, the better it is for black, because black again is a healthy piece up, extra knight. Yep. King h2, yes, king g7, bishop into b3, h6, threatening g5. Queen goes back to e3, knight goes to g5, changing the knight, takes. Now the queen cannot take the pawn because Wesley has knight g4, this covered attack. So king g1, g4, breaking again the pawn in front of the king. h4, king f7. Queen into g5, rook e7, exchange. That was the point of king f7. If let's say you go for g3, it's still the same, rook e7, forcing the exchange. Yeah. King protects e7. So queen g5, rook f1, queen h8, threatening queen to h5. Then you can take the pawn on h4 if white does not exchange the queen. c5, just knight e4, attacking d4, attacking the queen. Queen goes back to e3, queen takes h4, c takes d6, g3, threatening mate on h2. Okay, threatening mate on h2. Rook e1, queen h2 check, king f1, knight d2. And after the capture on d2, okay, actually here white already resigned, because after the capture on d2, queen h1 is mate because the rook is taking away that e2 square. Alright, it's a nice end for Wesley in day number 1. He had a better position against Korobov in round 1, but okay, it went into a draw. And then in the second game, it was just a pretty strong game with the former world champion, and Wesley was just helpless in round number 2. And this is a good bounce back win for him. If he actually wants to have a chance of winning this tournament, he needs this win. Okay, it's 9 rounds of rapid. So 6 more games. Day number 2 will still be 3 games, right? Tomorrow will still be 3 games. Alright, so that was it for day number 1 of the Superbet Rapid and Blitz in Poland. We will continue our coverage of the Grand Chess Tour in the days to come. This is Coach Oliver. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.